Hello. This will be an unusual class. As you all know, the Sharjah, how do you pronounce that? We're some Asian people. It's the third largest city in the UAE.
I don't know.
All right, good. So I can pronounce it how I want.
Part of Asia.
I would just say Sharjah, but I don't know. So this is one of the strongest Swisses in the U.S. In the world every year. It's probably number 11. That was a random guess, right? Okay. You've heard of the World Open. You've heard of Gibraltar. You've heard of Isle of Man. This guy's like, what are you talking about? Yeah.
I've heard of the US Open. I mean,
The World Open, that was the weakest of the three. Yeah, that's because it's in the U.S. That's why you heard of it. Yeah. Isle of Man or Gibraltar, which is stronger? Discuss. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they both have like 50 GMs. Okay, this tournament doesn't have 50 GMs, but first prize is 15,000, and the UAE is nice. I've been to the UAE. You two also?
No, flown through.
Flown through, what? I've been there twice. Wow. Okay, now I wanted to teach you guys about the UAE, and then we're gonna look at some games. Okay, so this is the tournament here. It's called the Sharjah Masters, and this guy won. When I had this up an hour ago, the guy hadn't won, but he won. Okay, and he's probably from India. Otherwise, they better put him back in India, where he belongs. Okay, this guy's good. So those guys are both really good. That's board one. And then those are the rounds. There's a round every day, and the tournament's like half over. And $60,000 prize fund, $15,000 for first. Nobody else gets any money. No. Okay, and then so that's the pairings this round. Wow, there were no games over 2 hours ago. Now they're all over. That was quick, right? And then those are the people who are playing. You've heard of all of them, right? When I say you, I mean like you and you. Well, I mean me. Okay.
I've never heard of like any of them.
Right. They're all 2,600, 2,700 FIDE.
I've heard of them.
Gawain Jones won. He pinned an IM 2440. What kind of pairing is that? Man. Okay. And then Arjun's playing, but the wrong Arjun. Yeah.
Naiditsch just played in the Grand Key.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, Naiditsch is pretty good at 2,700. Anyway, this is an open tournament, and they have 120 players. When I say open, I think if you're foreign, you're supposed to be 2,200, and if you live in Dubai, they probably give you a break. Yeah. Okay. Then I listed the cities in the UAE, and Sharjah was third. They have over 1 million people. You never heard of it. Also, you never heard of the other two cities. I've been to Dubai, and I've been to Al Ain, and I was shocked. Al Ain's fourth. Al Ain's bigger than I thought it was. Yeah. And then Abu Dhabi I've never been to, but you can see it has a lot of people, right? And you see this building here that I'm cursed, you see this here? So you see what I'm saying right there? What's that called? No, I'm kidding. You too, you're my only hope.
The Burj Dubai, the Burj Khalifa.
Burj Khalifa, yeah. That's like twice as big as any other building. And when you're standing next to the building, you're scared. Because I've stood next to the building. It's like just never ends. Scared. Yeah, Dubai, they're not kidding. They're kidding a little bit. Yeah. And then, yeah, Abu Dhabi, nothing. Horrible. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so you got the Persian Gulf, you got Sharjah, then Dubai, and then Abu Dhabi. I think, is that right? Yeah, probably. Okay, and then there's Sharjah. Anyway, Sharjah is where they're playing the tournament. That's where this tournament's going on. And they got nice stuff in the UAE. Yeah. Okay, so go UAE, etc. Oh, wait, that's not where I want to go. That's where I want to go. Okay, so here's what I did. I took every game played, the first 4 rounds, and then I got rid of Rufus and Doofus. So if you're under 2,200, you're out. And if the game was drawn in less than 20 moves, you're out. Okay, and then I got a database of 65 games. There was 230, so I got rid of the Rufuses and the Doofuses. Okay, now there's one very famous game played in this tournament. When I say famous, I mean like, if you asked any good player, like GM, they would know this game. You guys never heard of Sharjah or the tournament or the players or me. You don't know what your name is. Okay, but yeah. Okay, and that game was good old, what's his name? Adhiban. Okay, now, I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but I don't think it's happening, so I shouldn't get in trouble. I'm not accusing anybody. I don't think it's happening, so don't get mad at me. For about 6 months, I thought it was possible Adhiban was cheating. Okay, because when he wins, he like destroys his opponents. He's too good, but his rating's not that good. He's 2660, he's not 2760. But Adhiban beats a lot of 2700 players and wins a lot of tournaments. So I was suspicious. I don't think he's done anything wrong, but he plays really good when he plays really good. When he doesn't play really good, then like us. So Kryvoruchko, who you've never heard of, but you should have because he's 2700, he lost in 20 moves with white. And Adhiban does that. Adhiban beat Karyakin with black in Vaikanze. Then Adhiban lost like 6 games, but Adhiban did well. So Adhiban's like the 4th or 5th best player in India, but his results are fantastic when they are good. For example, he won Reykjavik, I believe, which has like 45 grandmasters. So, which happened like last month. So anyway, when you beat a 2700 player with black in 20 moves, unless you're Carlsen, I get suspicious. I don't think he's cheating, but in the next year or two, if somebody good is caught cheating and it's him, I'll be like, yeah, okay. If it's somebody else, I'll be like, what? Him, I won't be surprised. I don't think he's cheating. But if he is cheating, then I'm not surprised. I'm just saying that. It's probably a very low percentage he's cheating, but he's too good. I don't know how he does it. Okay, so this is my favorite game of the tournament, because you don't, okay. So Adhiban plays the Karo-Kan, which you guys think is boring. That'll teach you, okay, for these misnomers. Okay, C5 is the most exciting move. What's the main move?
I'm out of the book.
No? Nobody? Anybody? What?
97.
You guys are all Karo-Kan experts? Okay, Bishop F5 is every game ever played. Okay, C5 is the second most common. I play C5 usually. Okay, takes, and it looks like a French, but it's not. Okay, and the game got crazy pretty quickly. Knife F4. So when your bishop defends F4, and then it doesn't defend F4, they can play knight F4. That's how life works. Yeah. Okay, C4 is explosive. F6 is explosive, never do that. Yeah, now the game is really crazy. Notice this is attacking this, and this is going here, and so forth. Okay, bishop D4. So, first of all, when I hear a 2700 player loses with white in 20 moves, and his opponent's lower rated, the first thing I think of, let's see if they cheated. That's my first thought. Okay, and then this I thought was a little suspicious. A little. Bishop D4 isn't the first move I would think of, because my queen's attacked. And after bishop D4, it can be taken 2 different ways, and the queen is on D1, and bishop H7 check. And bishop D4 is the computer move, and he played it. So I was like, wow. So for example, if you can do this in your head, and you can't, let's imagine white just keeps taking on D4. You just keep doing it, right? You got that?
Yeah.
And then white plays bishop takes H7 check, and then plays queen takes queen, then black has knight E2 check.
Oh.
Now, for a computer, that's no problem. For a human, not only is it hard, but if you see it, you're still worried that you're wrong. You're like, well, if I'm wrong, I resign. So I better be right. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So bishop D4 is a really risky move, because if white takes it with the knight, then the knight on D4 is pinned. But it's the computer move, and he won in 20 moves, so that's how I get suspicious. I mean, he's a good player, but... No. So, again, I don't think he cheated, but of all the top players in the world, if I'm an atheist, but if God said one's cheating, I pick him first. But I don't think he's cheating. Okay. People thought Topalov was cheating. Horrible. Like, I never thought that. Still don't. And I was always a Kramnik fan. And now I'm a Topalov fan, because I met Topalov. Okay, so he took. And for those of you who didn't follow that line, which is most of you, this is the line I was talking about. And then we have knight E2 check at the end. If we don't have knight E2 check at the end, then white wins. So, okay. So he played king H1. Now we don't have knight E2 check at the end. That's why he's 2700. So now if it was white to move, white just wins, because bishop takes and everything. So queen G5, threatening queen G2 mate. Good move, right? Okay, rook G1. E5, which I agree with, defends the knight, and the bishop can move out. Takes. Rook F6. Again, these are all computer moves, but rook F6, rook H6, I understand that. Bishop F1, always play bishop F1. Rook H6. So now if it's black's move, black plays rook H2 check and queen H4 mate, because I said so, right? Okay. And just like Morphe, the black's got a lot of attacking over here. It's not one piece. And because white's pieces are over here, it has a good chance of working. Okay, H3. Knight. Now, again, that move is a computer move. However, there's another move that wins. That move is the best move. So you see why I get suspicious. I'm like, knight there, who would play that? Like the knight's hanging. You know who would play that? A computer. Because it's the best move. Now there's another move that's equally good. And again, it's relatively obvious for 2700. The bishop is defending h3. So if you quote unquote win the piece, you're going to get destroyed, your king's going to get mated. So, yeah. So it's not crazy, it's just the best move. Okay, queen b3, defending h3. See? Smart, right? Bishop h3, the best move again. And then white resigned. Okay. And if you take it, then mate. Right? Okay. So that game reminded me of Random 2700. That's his name if you translate it to English. Random 2700 versus Supercomputer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I don't think he cheated. But if somebody cheated, I pick him first. If somebody cheated in this tournament. Okay? Because, man, that guy's good. Now, if you're going to be 2700 players with black and 20 moves by destroying them, then you should be like really high rated. You shouldn't be lower rated than them. So I'm slightly confused. Adhiban does that a lot. Adhiban just crushes everybody. And I'm like, why is his rating so low? I mean, it's high, but he's not top 10 in the world. He's not top 20 in the world. He's not top 30 in the world. He's not top 40 in the world. But 2700s, occasionally he just rolls them over. And I'm like, all right. Oh. So, again, I'm not accusing him of cheating, and I don't think he did. But the guy plays good. The guy plays good, he plays good. You know, what are you going to do? Yeah. So he's on a roll. Now, Kryvoruchko, as you all know, none of them know it. His wife is 2200-ish. And she was, are you ready for, you're sitting down, right? She was the resident GM in St. Louis.
Before or after you?
Well, I was the only one. Yeah, when I was the resident GM 2010, 11, and 12, it was just me. And then when I quit, I was like a contract worker where I would do what I want and work there. Then they just had the rotating position, like Yasser and Alejandro and Kobe, and I could go on. But they gave it to her once. And she was like, she's a WIM.
What's her name?
Her name is, it's Kryvoruchko, but with a, like, you know, it's like an A or whatever, I don't know. Like they're married, so I don't know what she did. But anyway, when she came, I was like, oh, she's married to the guy who's 2700. And they were like, what? Yeah, because nobody knows who anybody is but me. And they're like, her husband's 2700? I'm like, yeah. And there he is, getting crushed. So the truth hurts. Yeah. So that was the famous game from the tournament. As you pointed out, Naiditsch played in Grenki. So these guys are traveling all over the world, you know, getting crushed. Yeah. All right. Now, you guys know who Abdusattorov is, right? Right? Yeah, he's a kid. He's from Uzbekistan. He's like 13. It's a pretty good rating, right? And he beat Naiditsch. He's 2700. And this is a kid. Now, how do I know who these kids are? I go to the World Youth every year. So I know who all the kids are. You guys have heard of, who are the best kids you've heard of? Really good. Who? Nihal Sarin. Right, that was too hard for them. I was thinking another Indian guy who's not as good that you've all heard of. Pragdananda. Yeah, Sarin's better. Yeah. And Sarin's like 6 months older, so that's not fair. Yeah, Sarin and Pragdananda are really good, and this is their competitor.
Has this kid gotten any GM norms yet?
I think he is a GM. But maybe, I don't know. Yeah. But if you can't pronounce the, he's from Uzbekistan. Or as we say in America, Becky. Okay. So he beat, so this, yeah, that's a kid. He's, I don't know how old he is. He's not very old. Or I haven't seen this game. Let's see. I saw the end of the game. Like I know the final position. Yeah. So this is the Ruy Lopez, boring. That's pretty good when a little kid could beat a 27 by playing boring. Usually it's some sharp dragon and the guy blunders and he wins. This was like he outplayed him in 80 moves. That's pretty impressive. Yeah. This is pretty boring. If he can play boring at this young age, he can play boring, well, like Yuriy, and he'll draw his games later. Now that Yuriy didn't play in the candidates, who's the new Yuriy? From the candidates. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Chinese guy?
Yeah.
Ding?
Ding.
Yeah, Ding.
14 rounds, 13 draws.
Yeah. Oh, he did well.
However, when Yuriy played, he got 14 draws in 14 games. I'm serious. Yeah. Okay, so he's no Yuriy. Wow, this is boring. Wow, can you believe it? Never play f6. That got a little interesting. So this reminds me of a famous game, which I'm sure reminds you of. See these pawns like this? And see these pawns? So white's pawns are better, right? So there's a famous Karpov-Kasparov game from World Championship where Karpov squeezed Kasparov, who had those weak pawns, and the queen's gambit declined. So this is similar, b3, and then black doesn't really have compensation. You can say, well, the pawns are weak, but black has what? Black has a bad bishop on g7?
And a knight on the man.
Yeah, so yeah. And he just takes one of them. Yay! He's up a pawn. That's pretty impressive. He beats the 2700 by just playing better. This is like how Magnus would beat this guy. This guy had a plus score against Magnus, by the way. The Magnus beat him. I think Magnus might still have a minus score against him.
Against Naiditsch?
Yeah, I think Naiditsch beat him twice. Yeah. Man, all his pawns are weak. Terrible. And they're all gone. Okay, now, if we go here, then rook h7 mate is good. I'm serious. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, if you go here, then you're threatening rook h7 mate.
Oh, yeah.
That's good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why he played knight e8. Lucky. Yeah, and he's like, all right, no knight f6 for you. King h2. No checks ever. Nice. Yeah, and then knight f6 anyway. Yeah, he resigned here because it's like +7, I want to say.
You gotta give up the rook. Yeah.
You have to trade rooks, yeah, and then it's hopeless. Good, but this looks like Magnus beating Naiditsch. That's what it looked like. Like white just won and it was like, I'm a better player than you. It wasn't like a one-move blunder or the guy got him in an opening trap. This looked like white was a better player than black. And he's really young. Yeah. He's like Sarin and Pragdananta. These tournaments that are really strong opens, where, as you pointed out, is he a GM, and they're trying to get, then you see all the talented guys there, because they're trying to get GM norms. Pragdananta right now is playing in some silly tournament to get GM norm. What's like, around robin, the players are, like he has to get like +5 to get a GM norm, because you never heard of the other players.
But he's the kid who won the Grand Prix Open. He's like 13.
That's a German player,
Yeah.
and his coach is Leko.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him too from the Vincent Kamer.
That's
I know him too from the World Youths. Yeah. Yeah, when you go to the World Youth, it's the same 5 kids trying to win every section. And I haven't gone in a couple of years, but I went 5 years in a row. So in every, like the under 14, and then the American parents are there crying, why are my kids no good? Because what happens is, and you guys know from academia, that you're smart until you're not. Like you're the best kid in elementary school, then you're the second best kid in middle school, then you're the third best kid in high school, and then when you go to Harvard, you're like below average. When you go to grad school, they just point and laugh at you. Yeah. Okay. And so in chess, it's the same thing. Like you guys think I'm good, and in this room I'm pretty good, but if we leave the room, right? And people don't understand that. Why did you play in the Grandmaster tournament and get 4 losses and 2 wins? When you play here, you win all your games. Well, it's different. So yeah, people are good until they're not. Yifan is the best woman in the world by far, but when she plays the top 10 players in the world, it doesn't look like that. It looks like, why did they invite her? That's what it looks like. Is she gonna come in last or not? Those are the questions. But if she played in the chess center here, then you'd be like, why are you playing here? You're too good. You're like, why are you playing there? You're not good enough. So, and by the way, this thing that I'm saying to you, this was told to the St. Louis Chess Club by none other, I'm trying to think of his name while I'm talking. Sam, who's the good Sam kid in the US? Samuel Sevian. Sam Sevian's dad said, look, St. Louis Chess Club, you have tournaments for Ben Finegold. GM norm tournaments, Ben gets 50%. People try to get GM norms. Ben tries to not lose to 12-year-olds. You have tournaments for super GMs. You have the Sinkfield Cup. Where's the tournament for Sam Sevian? Where's the tournament for Jeffrey Zhang? And so forth. Those kinds of players. And they listen, and now they have those tournaments every quarter. There's 4 a year. Where the top section's way too good for me, but not good enough for like Carlson and those guys. So they have those now. That's correct. So now people like Ray Robson, Sam Sevian, Jeffrey Zhang, a Wonder Liang, there's a tournament for them where they can play each other and, you know, hopefully get to 2,700 FIDE. But I'm not getting to 2,700 FIDE, and neither is Carlson. But you got to have some tournaments for those guys. You don't have to, but he was like, let's have some tournaments for those guys. You guys have money. And they're like, all right. So I could still play in their B group, but even the B group's getting tough. Like, this will surprise you at home if you don't know, and you. I played in the B group in Vikensee and Dortmund because that was normal. Now that's not normal. Now the B group at Vikensee, I'd be like the lowest rated player. But then I was like an average player. The tournaments got stronger. In Dortmund, I don't think they have a B group anymore. But when they did, it was like me. And the A group wasn't so good. The A group was like okay. It wasn't like it is now, where like Carlson's coming in last. Tough. Yeah. Okay, Kryvoruchko again, drawing doofus. Boo! Okay, let's see what. Oh yeah, there was a story about this game. Yeah. There was a story about this game. What? Yeah. So this is the final position. Notice the knight's attack because I said so.
Oh, shit.
Notice that it can't move because I said so. You got all that?
Yeah.
Notice the result of the game.
Oh, it's 50.
That was move 50. Yep, if it was move 49, we would have a different result. 50 move rule. Yeah. Yeah, the truth hurts. 2 bishops do beat a knight, but yeah. It's possible, he did do it the fastest way, or there wasn't. Now the computer knows his 50 moves. And it still knows 50 moves. Yeah, there we go. Now you're winning. Yeah. And at some point, the computer sees the 50 moves is going to happen, and then, oh, by the way, before you were here, you'll like this.
Minus 40.
I showed the previous class bishop against bishop and 2 pawns. That's nothing to sneeze at. And then black just moves the bishop back and forth, and it's a draw, because if you play e5, you sack the bishop.
Sure.
And so I had the computer play itself, and it was like white's 0.8 better. And then when it got to move 43, it played e5 check, letting black draw immediately because it saw 50 move rule. And it still said white was better with king and bishop versus king. It said 0.08.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
0.08? If you can't legally win, you're still better.
Stockfish 0.08 is a draw.
Right.
It doesn't know that it's 0.00. It's
Right.
got some slight edge.
Yeah, 0.08, it was king and bishop versus king. And I was like, man, it's slightly better. Yeah. So the computer says king f6 wins. Other moves it says are drawn because it sees to move 50. So after this, it's a draw. Yeah, at 0.08. Now, when I say it's a draw, black's winning, but black's going to get to move 50 before that, and the computer sees that.
Yeah, the 0.08 means that's the only person who could possibly win if there was such a win. But
Right, yeah. So this is a draw. All those moves lose, but it knows it's move 50. And computers are tough, yeah. So, now in my opinion, which may not be a popular opinion, the 50 move rule is dumb because it should be more. Now, obviously, if you're not trying to win, 50 moves is good to stop somebody from doing that. But if you're winning and you can't win in time, that's ridiculous. For example, I have rook and bishop versus rook. It shouldn't be 50 moves. It should be like 100 because I'm actually trying to win. And it shouldn't be like, okay, you can't try anymore. Rawr. Like, why not? Like, because those are the rules. The purpose of the rule is to stop you from playing on dead drawn positions. So we stop you at move 50. We stop you. For example, if I have a king and a rook and you have a king and a rook, I'm not going to give you a draw. You'll probably draw though, right? But if you let me play forever, that's not right. If it's like move 7,000, that doesn't make any sense. So they're like, okay, 50 moves of me being silly, and then it's a draw. I agree with that. But not rook and bishop versus rook, not 2 bishops versus a knight. There shouldn't be 50 moves.
There's a forced win here, right? Yeah.
Yeah, when it's a forced win, it should be, okay, it's a draw. Like, that's not how chess should be. In fact, I'm sure Jones agrees with me.
In correspondence, they have a rule that if the position's at a table base, you can just appeal to the table base.
Right.
The 50 move rule is superseded by the table.
Mm-hmm. And Eljanov's pretty good, 2,700. Oh, this is the cheating girl. That's her new name, the cheating girl. Okay, and also she's probably not cheating. Actually, if I had to bet in Vegas and like God was the judge, I'd have to bet that she was cheating. But I think I'm like 53% sure. So that's not a good bet because you get to pay them 10%, right? So I wouldn't bet. No bet. Okay, so as you all know, that means none of you know. Well, you might know. You follow the internet chess?
Some.
You know what happened, right? So Solozhenkin, your favorite grandmaster, That means you've never heard of him. He publicly accused her of cheating. She's like a 13-year-old girl.
I don't know.
Okay? And FIDE ruled that he's ethics violation, and they banned him for 18 months from chess from accusing her of cheating.
Wow.
Right? Now, he accused her because of some things that make no sense, like we normally accuse somebody. But he actually accused her because his daughter was playing her.
No.
His daughter's like 2,000. And this girl went to the bathroom, and her daughter followed her, and she went into a stall and was talking in the stall. That's what the daughter said would happen. I don't know if that happened, right? And then, sometimes she performs 2,500 strength, and when she plays blitz chess, she had 2,000 performance rating. Okay, so anyway, he accused her of cheating, and there's a lot on the internet about this. And then they said, you don't have any evidence, you can't just say she's cheating. Now, there's a big argument on the internet about accusing people of cheating. Let me say you're playing somebody, and you just say, I think they're cheating, right? In FIDE, you get punished. You can't do that. If you want to accuse somebody of cheating, you have to do it in writing and pay a fee and have evidence. And then if they agree with you, they'll throw them out. You can't just say, okay, that guy's cheating, he beat me. And that guy's cheating, I don't like him. Then you get in trouble. You can't just say everybody's cheating, okay? And so when you say somebody's cheating, you got to prove it. Not like, well, they beat my daughter, okay? Now, behind the scenes, when people are talking amongst themselves, especially American parents, if you can call them parents, they accuse everybody of cheating every game, everywhere. Everybody cheats but their kid. That's every American parent I've ever met whose kid is good. Like, oh yeah, the reason that kid is he's cheating. And I'm like, what? And I've actually been on message boards where they're like, oh my God, we're going to the world's youth, and every other kid cheats who's un-American. And it's like hundreds of posts like that. And we're like, oh. Right? That kid went to the bathroom. Like, that 7-year-old kid went to the bathroom who doesn't know what position he has, and he's cheating with his parent who didn't talk to him. Yeah. And I'm like, what? Yeah, that kid talked to his mom during the game. His mom doesn't know how to play chess, and he doesn't know what the position is. Like, he can't tell his mom what the position is on move 20. Right? You guys can't either. You can't go to your mom, on move 20 and say, Mom, this is my position. What's your mom going to do? Right? Nothing, right?
Yeah.
Right, they're like, that's what happened and they're cheating. Yeah. And I'm like, the kid has a bloody nose and he's crying and he's 7 and his mom's like giving him a handkerchief and you're saying that she's telling him what to do and she doesn't know how to play chess. Okay,
your
so
200 strength son can't remember the position blindfolded.
Right, and then somehow the 7-year-old is like getting help from a parent who can't see the game. I'm like, what? But that's what they all do. There's so much accusation that's not official that when it is official, FIDE's like, okay, what's your evidence? And they're like, well, they beat my daughter. That you can't, you got to do it behind closed doors and tell the other parents everybody's cheating and feel better about yourself. You can't do it publicly. And I don't know if people are cheating. When I do know, I make it public and I get in trouble, and then they confess a year later. That's my track record so far. Yeah. Like, we know the guy for China cheated, and I'm not allowed to say anything about that because I work for chess.com or something. So they threw him out. Like, they obviously cheated. Chess.com banned him from the league. So not because he wasn't cheating. But I wanted a stronger punishment, and they're like, nah, everything's fine. Yeah. All right, well, she lost to Eljanov, so no cheating. Right? Now, I show you the latest chess theory. This game was played yesterday. Rawr! Right? So I guess she's not cheating. Yeah. This is actually theory. This is a Queen's Indian. Yeah, e4, d5, complicated. Oh, d5 is the main move. d6 is like, I'm older than you, I can outplay you. d5 is, I know more theory than you. d5 is complicated. d6 is boring. See, he's playing boring on purpose, so she doesn't know the theory, so she has to think on her own. And she played knight b1. That's how you play chess now. Setting up for the next game. Why did she play knight b1?
Because always played anything.
What? Yeah, but why did she actually play it?
I don't know.
She wants to go to knight c3.
Yeah, she wants to play knight c3. Knight's better on c3, so she can't go here in one move because she's not a grandmaster yet. Yeah. Okay. Yay, she played knight c3. Yeah, this looks good for white. Now it looks good for black. Wow, she traded dark square bishops? Really? If you made me trade dark square bishops here, I'd quit chess. So, man, I guess she has to, because bishop takes c3. Wow. Oh, this is terrible for white.
Lost a lot of tempi moving with bishop around.
Yeah, bishop f2 wasn't good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, white's okay here. White's not losing here. See, the thing is, black has a knight here, and white never gets a knight here. So that's just good for black. Also, this was a very bad trade for white. So I don't know what the answer is, but I know taking on Prasanna was wrong. If I turn the engine on and the engine disagrees with me, the engine's wrong. Confusing Raj. He's like, no, it's not. So, like, this rook is no good. You all agree. Right? And now the rook's really good. Okay? And the pawn on c5 is good, and now it's not there. So I understand bishop d3, bishop e2, bishop a2 are not what I want to play, but they're more not what I want to play than taking. So I better be right, because I'll just throw my computer to the ground, raw, like in the song.
Yeah.
Threw it to the ground. What am I, a joke? Yeah, computer says they're all bad. Yeah, it's going to say they're all the same. Stupid computer. Oh, because it plays a4, so the a pawn's not so weak. Yeah, maybe. If you let it think forever, it'll be the third of the three moves. I have spoken. Rawr. C takes b6 equal, then a4. Yeah, after a4, it's okay.
That's what happened in the game.
Yeah, a4 is a pretty good move. Otherwise, yeah. Well, I like the knight on d4 better than the knight on a5. Rawr, h5. Rawr, h4. Rawr, h3. Ginger GM special.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, you can't let them do that. So the question is, which move should we have stopped?
H4 here.
Yeah, it's already bad. Yeah, king h1's probably bad. Yeah, knight a5 is probably not good. Knight e3 makes more sense. Yeah, now the position's already bad. And yeah. Yeah, so she just got outplayed positionally. That's how you're supposed to beat these people. Yeah. You know, little kids. Yeah. Now, there's a player who wasn't cheating. Ooh, that's a dirty move. You guys like that? If you take it, you check and check. And you just keep doing it. Well, we'll go to d2. It doesn't matter. Yeah. And then after here, it's mate. That knight h2 is a dirty move. So that player who had white was never, ever cheating that game, ever. That was just the way you normally would lose to somebody better than you. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think she cheated, but man, the guy's banned from chess for 18 months. He can't do anything. The GM who accused her. Yeah. And there's a letter from like 30, 40 GMs saying like, what? You stupid FIDE, that guy did nothing wrong. There's a lot on the internet about this. None of you heard of it? I mean, kids, okay, but adults, come on, pay attention. Like you ever on chess.com, any of you? That's like the main article on chess.com is like, you know, this accusation and everything. Yeah.
I haven't been paying attention recently.
She's the innocentest. She was that game.
Did you like publicly accused her? Is that what?
Yeah. And what happened is people are mad at chess.com for posting all of this. They're like, well, she didn't cheat, and FIDE said she didn't cheat, and if you didn't mention it, nobody would know that she was accused. And now you're making it all public. So now we're like, I wonder if she cheated. When like, if she didn't cheat, that's crazy. You shouldn't do all that. Wait, how can this person have this name? How's that possible? What? What country is this guy from? What's happening?
Brazil, I would guess.
What? So even though he's much slower rated than his opponent, because of his name he drew. Oh, he's from India. India, Russia. Unless you don't agree with that.
No, that's a strange
I
name.
suppose it could
Yeah.
be, right?
Yeah, India, Russia. Yeah. So no matter how low your rating is, if you can't pronounce your name, then you can beat anybody. Yeah. Well, I never heard of that guy. Yeah. Okay, let's look at two good players. Elo White, and then we looked at this game. Okay, now this guy's really good, although he lost. He's from Iran, and he's like 3 years old. He goes to the World Youth every year. He's always fighting for first. He's probably 15 now or something. But pretty good rating, right? Yeah. Iran has a lot of good junior players. Like they don't have anybody top 10, top 20, top 30 in the world, but in junior chess, they do. Junior chess, a lot of the top players are Iranian. Yeah. And this is a Russian, this guy's not old either. Yeah, 2,700. Now again, I espouse this, and most people don't listen. When you're playing a little kid, and they're really high rated, you have to play no theory, positional, and boring. If you play like theory, they know more than you. If you play tactical, they're better than you. But they don't have 4 years of playing positional chess experience. So they're like, what? So look what this guy does with white. G3, B3, right? No theory, boring, put you to sleep, right? Now d4, that would be a King's Indian. So you can't do that. You gotta play boring, right? Yeah. And black's like, we're not gonna play boring. Roar! Yeah. So white plays boring and black plays super exciting. And he's gonna play the Finegold gun. Queen c2, rook c1, rook c... Yeah. Yeah, you got the gun going. Yeah. So positionally, this is horrible for black because this is forever. It's not like, in 5 moves, I'll trade that pawn. Like, that pawn's going to be weak the rest of the game. It's on an open file, and black can't do anything. Rook a6, boo! Rook a7, boo! Yeah, rook's terrible on a7. Yeah, very good positional game. Okay, now black plays the craziest tactic you've ever seen. Bishop takes. Confusing the audience. You confused?
Mm-hmm.
What?
I don't know.
You don't know if you're confused? So if you take it, what's the reason? Also notice he didn't take it.
F2.
Yeah, queen f2 check, and then queen takes b2. Yeah. So he played here, letting him play bishop takes d3. Now, did he see bishop takes d3? I'm going to say no. I think he blundered. I think he didn't see bishop takes d3. Because look how he allowed it. See how the knight's on c4 blocking it? And he played here. I think he didn't see. I didn't think he didn't see it. It could be a pawn sack, but I doubt it. I think he just didn't see it. Yeah. He won anyway. Because that rook on a7, boo. See this? If there's one thing you'll learn in my class, and you won't learn anything, if there's one thing you learn, you have to have active pieces. You have to. So here, all of white's pieces are great. That rook on a7, you can't do that. You have to go up your c-pawn and get your rook over here somehow. And if you can't do it, then your game's no good. Yeah. So the rook's on a7 the whole game. Horrible. Oh, now it's the Alekhine gun. It's the real one. The one you've heard of. Yeah, and the rook's just no good. He got his rook active, but he lost it. Yeah. Man, the truth hurts. Damn. Harsh. That's how a 2700 beats a 2500. That's how it should happen. You just slowly outplay them on everywhere, and then the guy's no good. Yeah. No cheating. Rawr. But he played the one tactic the guy didn't see, but it wasn't enough because the pawn was sort of useless. That d3 pawn, that didn't really matter. And then after the game, he's like, of course I saw it, I sacked it. And then he moves his eyes back and forth. And we never know if he's telling the truth. Yeah. I'm guessing he didn't see it. But, yeah. Oh, by the way, Magnus Carlsen, about 4 months ago, in Isle of Man or Gibraltar or Vaikanze, he blundered a piece against Gawain Jones, and then he won. He won anyway, Carlsen. And there was a big argument between the Rufuses and Doofuses on the internet about whether he sacked it. And all the grandmasters are like, he blundered a piece. Because it didn't make any sense. Just blundered a piece. Oh no, he's Magnus Carlsen. He wouldn't do that. Oh, he won. He must have sacrificed it. And I'm like, what? So we were all just laughing, the GMs. The weak players were like, no, he sacrificed it. He would never blunder a piece. Then in the interview, he just laughed. He said, yeah, I didn't see a piece. He trapped his own piece. He won anyway. That happens. Sometimes you win anyway. Yeah. This guy's pretty good because of his name mainly, right? Yeah, he's also from Iran. Hey, he got revenge for his teammate. That's the guy who beat his teammate. And now he won. Man, these games are really long. Yeah, that's good for white. Dang. Harsh. Why does white have 2 bishops and the center and black has no legal moves? Isn't black 2700? Wow, this is black just getting crushed. Wow, what a potser. I mean, he's good. See, he's 2700, but you never heard of him. Right? So now, and he gets crushed, and you're like, oh, that's why I haven't heard of him. You heard of Anand? Man, he said no. He got me good. You got me good. Yeah. I was sure he would say yes. See, you got me. Yeah. 5-time world champion, Vishy Anand? No?
Yeah, no.
You don't pronounce his name right, you don't get it?
I don't really follow it.
I mean, he's been world champion for 100 years. What? All right, what am I going to do? Okay, confusing the audience. Tigran Petrosian. Yeah?
Back from the dead.
Back from the dead. Which doesn't affect him. He never heard of the world champion. there was a world champion named Tigran Petrosian, and he died 25 years ago. And then there's a grandmaster. He was actually named after him. I know him. He was named after the world champion. And in Chicago, about 10 years ago, he played in the Chicago Open. And one of the arbiters was like, wow, Petrosian's here. I didn't know he played chess still. And I'm like, the guy you're thinking of died like 20 years ago. And he's like, oh, there was a world champion in the 60s named Petrosian. This is somebody else. And the arbiter's like, wow, he's back from the dead. Yeah. So this is funny. I have a Petrosian story. The bad one, not the world champion. The live one. I was at the U.S. Championship in 2007. I'm within a year. In, what's the worst city in Oklahoma? Wait, there's no answer to that. Tulsa. It's probably not the worst. I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma playing in the U.S. Championship. And I'm analyzing my game with my opponent. And there's a guy behind me who I don't know. He's not in the tournament. He's working with one of the players. And at one point, he looks and suggests some move in my game. And I said, who are you? You're better than me. I knew he was better than me by him saying one move. And it was him. He was working with a Kobian for obvious reasons.
They're both Armenian.
Yeah, like Kobian's American, but he's Armenian, obviously. And if you're Armenian, it ends in IAN or YAN. Now you know. See, it says it ends in IAN?
Yeah.
If it ends in IAN or YAN, you're Armenian. If it doesn't, you're not Armenian. Now you know. You're like, oh, that guy's Armenian. Like somebody you know, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what that means. And I was like, that guy's better than me. Who is that? And he was better than me. I was right. Yeah. I was like, man, that guy's good. This guy's also from Iran. Man, they got a lot of good players there. Man, Iran has strong players. I guess that makes sense. It's in the UAE, so you're going to see some Middle Eastern players. Yeah. Okay, so we saw that game. This guy's in first place now. Sethuraman. Wait, how do you pronounce it?
It's close.
All right, good enough. And then India versus India. Rawr. And this guy won on board 1 today. This was yesterday. He's beating a GM with black pretty quickly. Checkmate.
On the board.
Yeah, usually it's like I resign, right? With the top level. This guy got checkmated. Man, the truth hurts.
And it's a boring Rui.
Really boring Rui Lopez. Man, symmetrical. Man.
The 19-3 move.
Yeah, but symmetrical. Wow. Okay, so after ED5, we've lost the symmetry. Now it's exciting. Yeah. This reminds me of a game I beat Rini Kuijf in 19... I'm going to say 1990. All right, let's look. And we'll come back. Where'd it go? Where'd ChessBase go? Ben Finegold, search, Kuijf. Come on, 1990. 89. I knew it was 89 or 90. I couldn't pick. Okay. So you memorized every game you ever played, right? Okay. This game is only 29 years old. Look familiar, yeah?
It just didn't start as a Rui.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to play E4, like in the game we just looked at, but he took, yeah. Rawr, sacked a piece. I won just as quickly as the other guy. And he resigned here. What is this, plus 1,000 for black? Yeah. Yay. My rating was pretty low then. And deservedly so. Okay, so this game, he got E4 in. No! Takes. Why is black winning this position in 8 moves? It's checkmate. Isn't this like equal? What's going on here? Am I crazy like Fox News? Yeah, it's equal. And he played the right move. It's still equal. This looks like a 1-move blunder is coming.
I think it's this one right here.
Yeah, no, Bishop E3 is right. Yeah, Rook E1's okay. Where's the 1 move? This is good. Wow. And now white's winning? What? Bishop H6 is good? Okay, so after Queen E7, white's close to winning. And he played here. And he didn't see Bishop H2 check. And then he's still fine. And then black's threatening Queen G1 mate, and white didn't see it. Wow.
Just literally one.
Oh my
He just
God.
didn't see mate and one. Wow. I told you one move blunder is coming. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Didn't see queen g1 mate. So he's like, free pawn. Yay.
Oops.
It's free, I tells you. So he has like every move is equal except hanging mate and one. What did you learn in this class? Don't hang mate and one. Unless
Unless you're
play
playing.
mean. So I was at a chess camp before you guys were born, and these two kids were playing. They were both about 2,000, about. And they both had no time on their clock. It was like game 25, they both had like 30 seconds. And I was like, oh man, black should threaten mate and one because white will never see it. And then, I don't know who the girl was. She threatened the mate and one. And I was like, oh man, there's no way that kid's gonna see it. And he thought I made some move, and then she mated him. Yeah. And I was like, oh man, I knew you were gonna mate him when you threatened mate. Yeah. I didn't think this guy would fall for mate and one, but yeah. Wow, he went here and got mated. Man, the truth hurts. Yeah. Wow. That guy's higher rated than me. That shows you how good I am. Yeah. Man, you didn't see queen g1. There's a bishop right here. How do you not see that? What? Wow.
You're so focused.
There must have been cheating. No, I'm kidding. Okay, now, let's see if you guys are paying attention. If you've watched every lecture I've ever given, you know the answers. Even Karen knows. This guy,
Yeah.
he's one of 3 guys in the world to do what? There's 3 guys in the world. He's one of them. No? Nothing? Never heard of him? Okay. He's a grandmaster, obviously. And he's a medical doctor. And he practices. Yeah. And my doctor here in Roswell, he actually is in Milton now. When I first met my doctor 2 years ago, he said, I'm friends with the only guy in the world who's a grandmaster and a doctor. And I said, you know Alex Scherzer? And he was like, you know Alex Scherzer? And I said, I knew Alex Scherzer first. So my doctor went to medical school with Alex Scherzer in Hungary. The chances of that are 50-50. Either it happened or it didn't. And then I told Scherzer, he's like, oh yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. He's my doctor here. And I'm like, I knew Scherzer for 35 years. Anyway, then I corrected him and said there's other GMs who are. And there's this guy. Then there's the third guy, who's Israeli, Yona Koshashvili. You never heard of him, but you heard of his wife. She quit chess. No, her name's not Koshashvili. And she's not Susan, and she's not Judith.
Oh, the other Polgar sister.
She's the other Polgar sister. Have you heard of any of the Polgar sisters?
I've only heard of.
Damn.
You didn't.
He got me good again. He got me again. You ever heard of any of the Polgar sisters?
She would be the middle one then.
That's right, Sophia.
So,
So this is a long, complicated story, which I'll tell at the end. Alex Scherzer fell in love with Sophia Polgar when he was a kid. And he learned Hungarian and moved to Hungary.
where is he from originally?
Here in Maryland.
Oh.
Okay, and he went to medical school in Hungary, became a doctor. They never got together as a couple, but she ended up marrying the other guy in the world who was a doctor and a grandmaster. Okay, and now this guy's new. This guy has only been a grandmaster for like 3 or 4 years, but he's 2,700 FIDE. Wow. The other ones are like me. This guy's a serious grandmaster, but he lost to Nils Grandelius. Nils is famous for 2 things: dreadlocks, which he got rid of, and in Bughouse, he's probably top 5 in the world. So if he comes to our chess, you play Bughouse with him. Yeah. Anyway, he beat Bassem Amin. Notice every game is a Ruy Lopez. I hope you've learned something. Every game we look at is a Ruy Lopez. Okay, what's knight b8 called? Bam! What's that called? What variation? If you don't know, it's a kind of ice cream.
The Neapolitan variation.
See, that's a good guess.
Strawberry.
It's the Breyer variation. Yeah, named after Breyer. This is a very common move. It reminds you of the game I showed you earlier where white played knight b1 to go to c3. He played knight b8 to go to d7. Okay, which he did. And then, yeah. Then you could play c6 and you could do this. Yeah. Complicated. Man, that's complicated. Like half of you don't know that black's in check. That's pretty complicated, right? Black is in check.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah. So black's a pawn up, but the position makes no sense. And now black's not a pawn up. Never play f3. Now black's a pawn up. Man, that pawn's pretty strong. Wow. That pawn's getting stronger. And now black's not a pawn up. Yeah, okay, this is a ridiculous position. Well, that was a good game from Nils Grandelius. And then the final position, he's up a knight. Hooray! You were in the first class, as were you. I was explaining when you're up a knight, you win. However, if there's no pawns on the board, then you don't. And in fact, I told you guys in the previous class, king and knight versus king is a draw. Can't legally win. Also, rook and knight versus rook is a draw. You can legally win, but you won't. So, but notice white has a lot of pawns. So black resigned. Yeah, and it's gonna say +8 or something. I don't know, some crazy number. Yours would have said +8 quicker. Could yours announce mate? The answer is maybe.
Fries?
What?
Buchanan?
What?
I'm just saying random answers.
I know. So if your computer thought 12 hours, would it see mate?
I don't know about 12 hours. If it's something like +8, +9, if I let it go for a couple hours, it'll find it pretty quick.
Yeah.
I don't know about this one.
See this number, you children's, 2 CPUs? If it's higher than 2, that's better. And yours at work is?
24.
And what's CES?
Also, 18 or 20, but it's 2 generations newer, so.
Okay.
That's better.
And what if you have these monster computers that take up the whole room? Then how many can you get?
Thousands.
Thousands? That's better?
Yeah.
Now I have a question for the computer guy. Now you don't remember this. They had a computer that played one match and never existed again. Hydra. And it beat Michael Adams 5.5, and that was it. Do you know about that?
I've heard the name.
What happened? Nobody even talks about it. Like 5.5 is pretty good. And then it's gone. What? Now, take the supercomputers from 20 years ago, 10 years ago that beat Kasparov, Deep Blue on whatever they had, and then take Stockfish on my computer. Who you got?
Stockfish on your computer.
Man, the truth hurts. So the computers are much better now than the ones with the super duper.
Stockfish on your cell phone is better than Deep Blue.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, you haven't seen my cell phone. Man, Stockfish just beat Houdini by 1,000, but I have a question about that. What happened to Komodo? That's my question.
They keep releasing new versions of it. It's just,
Okay.
it's not the strongest.
Man, Stockfish on my phone beats Deep Blue that beat Kasparov?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Damn. Harsh. Wow. There's a guy you never heard of named Mark Arnold. He's a GM. He quit chess. He's like in college. He's like partying every day. He doesn't play chess anymore. He was 2,600 feet in. He's like a kid. But he's like, college. Okay. Anyway, he was at the chess club in St. Louis beating me. And his computer knowledge is iffy. And I said, you can think 5 seconds a move, and you play my computer, and I play the first move that I see. So like 0 seconds a move. And he was like, all right. And like by move 11, he always had to resign. Like he's like 2,600 feet A, and he like couldn't get like past move 20. Like I would turn on the kibitzer, and whatever the first move I saw there, I played that. So like it was less than 1 second, and that just always beat him easily. Like it thought 0 seconds and it beat him. So I click here, and it says what I don't even know what it said. Okay, yeah, I can't even read it that quick. Yeah, it always plays better than like a GM can play, like in 1/9 of 1 second.
It's not like depth 20 within 3 or 4 seconds.
The truth hurts. Yeah, but his depth is better. Yeah.
What about Leela?
Yes, I wanted to talk to you about that after.
Can I help you?
Uh,
Leela?
It's called Leela chess. Yeah, it's based on the algorithms that Google DeepMind put out with the reinforcement learning stuff, AlphaZero.
AlphaZero kind of stuff?
It's an open source kind of attempt at recreating AlphaZero.
Never even heard it.
It's not very strong yet, but there's games out. I can show you some PGAs.
Oh.
Instead of using Google's supercomputers, people are just running it on their own computers.
Right, so I'm contributing.
And we'll end the lecture with this person's name.
That's good.
Wow. What?
Yeah, wait, I don't understand. What's their, like, when somebody says, what's your name, what do they say? Like, what's your first name? Like, you would say, you say, like, Archer. What does he say?
It's not all on there. It's more after process.
There's more? Oh, they cut this off?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
that's not a name. You know what I mean? It's like Prasanna.
No, what is all this? Why are there so many names?
Patronymic. You tack on your
Oh, okay.
grandfather.
So is this his name? No, if he says, hi, my name is, what does he
It
say?
would probably be that.
It'd be that?
Or the one after it. You know, there could be another name after.
Because Akshat Chandra, an American grandmaster, he's got that's his, this guy's got Chandra in there. What?
Chandra means moon.
See, that's why these guys are high rated. You can't say or pronounce their names, and every game is a Yuriy Lopez, Knight BA. What? Every game is the same opening. So do you guys play the Yuriy Lopez?
So,
Now you know why you're in here. Yeah, every game's a Yuriy Lopez. Yeah. When you can't pronounce their names, that's why they're good. This guy's 2,600 FIDE, and I've never, ever, ever heard of him. Like, not even close to a hearing of him. Like, not familiar to also remember this position. I said, what's the most common move? And you laughed at me. And then he played it. See? Yeah. And then he won. How come white played king d4 and then black won? So that's not what happened. What happened was black resigned here, white resigned here. They put the kings in the middle, and white's king went to d4, black's king went to e5. So they play king. That's exactly what happened. It is. That's what happened. Do you know this? They have these boards that are electronic, and when you make the move, it goes to the internet. And when the game's over, to distinguish what happened, you put the kings on the black squares, black one. You put them on the white squares, white one. Right? So black won. So this white resigned here, and the arbiter put the kings on d4 and e5. So the computer thought he played king d4. That's why that happened. Yeah, it happens all the time. Whenever the last move is king in the middle, it makes no sense. That's because the arbiters can't do it right. That's why. Yeah. If your names are like these, you'll be a good player too someday. So change your name. Yeah. And here he played knight e1, always retreat. Rawr. Yeah. Good game. All right, good job, and go whatever you said. So that thing can beat Alpha Zero now?
No, it's not.
Is Alpha Zero ever going to play chess again?
Maybe. Google might release the weights.
What?
The files. They might release.
If you release them, then can you have it play and put it on the internet, or they won't let you do that?
Yeah. No.
You can say, look at this game by Alpha Zero.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay. You could have a match with a GM and say this is Alpha Zero and you can't get sued? It says like Alpha Zero, Ben Finegold, here's a match. And you're like, I don't know, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah. See, look at this guy's name. He won. See? Right? And this guy's name, much higher rated, but much easier name, much smaller, so he lost. Right? Now you understand how to be good at chess. Also, I'm very surprised this guy beat Wang Hao. I'm making fun of their names, but that Wang Hao's a lot better than that guy. And Wang Hao was white. Wow. Yeah, the computer's broken. I can't believe that guy won. See? Yeah. It says the game here too, and they just won't find it. Yeah. All right, time for the tournament, but not yet. Soon. You ready for the tournament?
Oh yeah, I'm playing it. Yeah.
Yeah, no. All right, so I have to stop this and then eat.